it is one of the few products that I wish would get unbelievable amount of supply.
He said arguably.
I'm gonna argue it.
He's arguing it.
If
what I mean?
Bluey came out with a card game, top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Bluey is out of this.
No
Bluey's
problem.
that guy, pal.
Welcome to the Off-Center Podcast, the podcast that is perfectly imperfect hobby talk, one off-center take at a time. I'm one of your hosts, Squeaks, and I'm joined here with my other co-hosts, Radar, Mason, and Thrifty. How you guys doing?
Fantastic, Sean.
Hey.
How you doing?
It's a beautiful day in
Nail
the
it.
neighborhood.
Nail it. First try. Woo!
I can vouch for that. First try.
First try.
Cooking.
First try.
Minus the hour and a half of preparing. All right.
Yeah, true. yeah, true.
What
True.
you didn't see.
Yeah, what you did, all the edits, the hard edits, yeah. No. So, yeah, guys, we're making a podcast. Look at us. First episode.
Who knows how long it'll last, but we did it.
But we
Okay,
did it. We
that-
did
That's
do
for
it.
me to say, Thrifty.
That's John's role, actually.
I'm just getting everyone prepared
Yeah.
for our dad to leave us for a pack of cigarettes.
yeah.
Maybe
coming
come
home.
back.
He's coming home. Hey,
Coming
but
back.
we are a hobby podcast that's here to talk to you guys about trading card games and all that they encompass. And today we've got some great topics for you, such as Phantasmal Flames, which just released, and we're seeing a lot of price action and price activity on the cards. PSA turnaround times that are exploding, but so is demand. And a new auction platform and buy-sell platform that's popped up that we want to talk with you guys about. So sit tight. We're going to jump right into it, beginning with that Phantasmal Flames. So, guys, we've just had the release, Phantasmal Flames. You know, I know Thrifty, you've been doing the live breaking. Mason, you guys have been doing the live breaking. John, you're popping them into the vending machines. I've been selling it all over. It's a super hot set. I think just as hot as probably what we anticipated that it would be. But we're seeing a little bit of interesting price activity right now. We're seeing the really high-end Charizards doing really well, but maybe still underperforming a little bit compared to what we thought they were going to be. We've seen some price declines on both of them. And we're seeing some of the rest of the set stuff really start to take heavy declines, maybe related to the set size being considerably smaller. I think it's like 133 cards compared to like 180 plus for Mega, and a lot of the Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet sets that were 200 plus. So we're seeing some of that price movement, some of that price activity. So give me your guys' first initial impressions from release. Thrifty, I want to start with you. I was watching your stream the other night. You and Nick, you guys were busting it. It was a great time.
It's crazy.
How are you guys feeling so far about the set release, the pull rates, what you're seeing, people's reactions to it, all of that?
Well, I think we ripped about probably close to 1,500 packs in the last weekend, and I think we got 3 SIR Charizards and 3 of the golds. So we're I think we're ahead of the average,
Sure.
by a considerable
Assuming that
amount.
the average is right?
I mean,
to
exactly,
show you guys, we've got a graphic here from TCG Player where they posted up the pull rates, or the assumed pull rates for Phantasmal Flames, and it's looking like the gold cards, these MHRs,
mega hyper rares.
Hyper rares, rainbow rares used to be completely different, and gold cards were separate, and now they're merging the two. So mega hyper rares, they've got it at 1 in 1,260 packs. And so there's only one in the set. It's the Mega Charizard. You just said you guys pulled 3 of them in 1,500. Yeah, and then we've got the special illustration rares. They've got it for any one of them at 1 in 80, which means since there's 5, a specific one would be 1 in 400. And you guys said pulled 3 there as well.
Yeah, was that out of were you ripping out of cases? What was...
It was all products.
Oh, you guys.
It was all products. Yeah, for us at least.
So it was a mixture of packs from everywhere. It wasn't
We basically broke down all of Nick's cases, all of his booster bundles, all of his sleeve boosters, every product we got is gone now.
So you don't really know how that breakdown was of that, because I'm hearing people
long term, over a large sample size, it shouldn't matter. All those packs come off the line and then get packed into their individual products and get cut off those sheets and everything. And trust me, I could give you guys a big analysis on how
it's always interesting to see the pull rates out of the booster box case, because
for sure,
gold stars were 2 or 1 in every two boxes, so there were 3.
Yeah, that if you
Mason was going through cases though. Technically, Mason, how was it for you guys? Because you were doing case by case, not
Yeah, the
random
first
stuff.
stream I did for 8 hours. Yeah, we did I think like 4 cases worth, and had only one of the SIR and no
One
gold
Zard, okay.
at all.
So that's
no
864 packs. Is that right?
Yeah,
216 times
so
4. Okay, yeah.
yeah, I would say my averages were pretty poor compared to yours.
Okay, and so that's interesting,
Crack
right? 'Cause
packs over here, tap
they're
in.
breaking a lot of stuff down, right, from different things, whereas you were going straight cases, right? TCG
Right,
Player
yeah.
obviously doesn't say where they pulled their packs from. They just said that it was out of 5,000 packs, which again, also a super small sample size. Like in the grand scheme of things,
Yeah, sure.
that's really, really small. There's tens of millions of packs that get printed for this set. So, but you easily could have a situation where, the booster boxes have a much higher likelihood of coming off the line, and those packs all coming collated together the same way, meaning that the packs at the end of the box came right, that they all came off the line together. Whereas like if you're opening build-in battles, or I know those probably aren't even out yet, but like the
sleeve blisters and
sleeve
stuff
blisters,
like
things
that,
like
yeah.
that, those may have came off at a completely separate time of the
Sure.
booster boxes that you open, and so your chances, like, you just hit, you high rolled both and got higher, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
And so it sounds like Mason.
It's just RNG good. Like,
yeah,
good
yeah,
RNG,
absolutely. And I think sometimes that's when people talk about like, my tins have really good pull rates.
It's like, bro, calm
that's
down.
like what they're referring to, though,
Yeah.
is that like the mutual exclusivity of opening a tin versus like opening a bunch of booster boxes or booster packs from the same product in a row. You like have the chance to high roll again because maybe they
Sure.
didn't come together. And
how about SIRs, Mace? Like, how many per case do you remember at all?
It's probably 2 per case. Probably it worked out to be.
Okay.
I remember that being the case, but only
All
one.
right.
Only one Zard. But then at my pre-releases, we had probably 400 packs, and we pulled 3 SARs.
Oh,
So
wow.
of the Zard. So like same thing. It's like it's kind of weird.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, and I'm seeing on Instagram like people are like referring to it as like they're like they got good bunching or like good bunches, like they're like they like that it's people are hitting a lot or not.
They're talking about batching and stuff like
batching.
That, like,
boom.
Yeah. Oh lordy.
Buddy,
Okay.
calm
Someday
it down,
we're gonna sit down and I'm gonna use this sheet to explain to you why this is not a thing. Like everyone that's like, oh
Okay.
yeah, there's
Yeah. Look at his
in my
ancient Mew sheet,
TCGs,
chat.
and like that is so ridiculous.
But
Like,
you
it
can
really
prove to
is.
me the Venusaur pack art theory, right?
Yeah, so to give
Yes.
everyone clarity,
Yes.
John has
Do it.
had for years. John, a long time ago, opened a first edition Charizard with a buddy of his. They were opening packs, and he got it in a Venusaur pack. And ever since then, John has had
He's
this
convinced.
theory that base set packs with Venusaur art are more likely to get first edition Charizards than the other pack arts.
Venusaur arts, that's where Venusaur arts every time.
There could be a string of logic of how the production cycle went to actually justify
I
how
hate
this
this.
is possible. Like,
I hate
that
this. Don't enable him.
it's probably a little too robust of a topic for right now, since we're talking about Phantasmal Flames.
Yeah,
but
that's
someday, remind us, we will dive into it. There actually is. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but there is a string of logic of like how that could be for the way that the pack arts were done, because there were only 3 pack arts, and then the way the foil cards were done because there were only 15 hollows because Machamp wasn't in the set, and the 5 divides into 3 really well. That the way they collated, it is possible. I'm not saying that it's guaranteed, but John's feeling you could scientifically maybe say that there's a tiny amount of merit to it. Now, is that like the equivalent of the guy that's like, well, but so does my Evolving Skies ETB, and there's only 2 Evolving Skies arts, and probably it's probably in the same vein, but John's always going to let us know that Venusaur pack art, those are the ones. So if you're going to go out and buy a heavy base set pack,
Always Venusaur.
Always Venusaur. Clearly is the answer. So when you pull a Polyrath, the Offcenter podcast is not at fault for that.
We do
John
not.
is
We're
at
not
fault for
liable.
that.
To be fair, the last one I opened, Venusaur art, was a Polyrath, so it's hit or miss.
That man.
Yeah,
Blame him.
he's the guy to blame. So, but let's pull it back. Phantasmal Flames.
Sorry.
So you guys opened. So it seems like Mason, you went straight cases. Seems closer to TCG players' numbers. Thrifty, you guys were, seems like high rolled. Community probably loves that. But what's interesting to me is it seems like, Mason, you said you guys didn't pull one of the MHRs, the gold cards. Thrifty, you guys pulled the same amount, but they have the data is that card is rarer than anything else in the set. Almost by 3, over 3 times is rare according to their data. And yet we're actually seeing that card's price plummet. Now it started above the other Charizard, the one with the Charmander and the Charmeleon. I always want to just call them alternate arts. They're all alternate arts.
Yeah.
But I know, SIRs. To me, it was higher than that. Now it's actually fallen below it. For a card that's 3 times as rare, that's really interesting to me. Because normally you would just see that work out in like sales data, like that the rare card people are going to buy up, there's not going to be as many, so the demand's going to just promote the price, but we're not seeing it. So do we think that that's a case of where the data's wrong and that the card is not as rare as what we perceived it to be, or is this a case where people just don't like it as much and they just like the one that has all of them in it, which arguably is how I felt when I first saw them. I said that might be the greatest Charizard art ever printed. And I'm talking about the SIR, the one with Charizard, Charmeleon,
it's really
Charmander,
nice.
and then the Mega. That to me, and I know we say this every set, it's the greatest set ever made. I actually don't think this is the greatest set
He
ever
actually
made.
hates every Charizard set. If you don't know this about Squeaks, he's
I actually don't. A lot of them I don't think are that good.
Historically unhappy with
I do not
Charizard
think
set.
we've had a really great Charizard set since Burning Shadows. I think Burning Shadows was really great for a lot of reasons.
Even
I don't
that
think
was a
Darkness
horrible
Ablaze was that good. I don't think Champion's Path was that good. I don't think Phantasmal Flames is that good. I actually think if Phantasmal Flames did not have Charizard and it was
it'd be dead.
Instead,
Okay, well,
I don't think this set would be doing well at all.
Can we
They
pull
completely-
up a set list for Burning Shadows, please? Somebody check this
Can
one.
someone check this?
It had
man, please?
Golisopod, it had Gardevoir, both of which were super playable. It had full art Guzma in it, which at the time was.
I think we all rarely disagree with Squeaks, but I think all of us disagree with Squeaks.
Burning Shadows. See, later you guys are going to see a new segment called Centered Off Center, and I should have put this one on there because they're wrong. And this was absolutely.
They completely. And this Pokemon is the best at teasing everybody. They always just give you just enough. There's always like obvious things that they can do to make it better. They teased us with this being a Charizard Gengar set, and they left Gengar out. Why?
Where's the Phantasmal guy?
Like, give us the gold Gengar with the gold Charizard. Give us the gold Altart. We're aging ourselves, I guess, at this point. Altart of
nobody's even know what we're talking about when we say Altart.
What is it? It's MHR, SIR. Give us the Gengar the match with the Charizard. Like it's
just not that set.
But
it's coming, buddy.
First of all, do we even know that there is a gold Gengar? Is there a gold Gengar?
There's a gold Charizard Y.
And would gold Gengar have done anything? We're already seeing gold Charizard's not.
Here's the thing: people
cares.
don't
Everyone hates
like
it.
gold
Everyone
cards.
thinks it's terrible.
Like, people are capping when they say they like gold cards. Is my point here.
Yes.
That's my centered or off-centered take. They hate them. They're full of.
I agree. They've always hated them. They've always been bad. No one's liked them. Same thing with the rainbow cards.
I love them. Squeaks, I love them. The Pikachu from Terrestrial Festival. The Pikachu from Prismatic Evolution. My favorite of the gold Pikas. Don't at me. But people do not care.
Don't at her,
I like the full art.
So right now in the comment section, go at her.
Do not at me.
Wrong take. You guys, okay. Reshiram Charizard, Pikachu Zekrom. Those boxes, the gold cards. You don't think people like those? The ones
flat foil.
They were $20 forever.
They're still $20.
But yeah, it was even worse than that. But, man, Mason, do you feel the same way? Are you not a gold card person?
I just really like that they did full art items now, and they're really pretty, and I like them, and they're really nice in decks.
You know the gold cards that I like? I like the gold from Hidden Fates, the gold stadiums. I like those are pretty. Those are nice.
I sold one of those on stream yesterday for $4.
Did they keep doing those?
No.
The gold stadiums?
No.
Yes, there's still gold.
Yeah,
there is gold stadiums.
I was going to say
there is the gold
Path
stadium.
to the Peak. Yeah. Like that's a thing.
Yeah. I don't follow the competitive game as much anymore as what I used to. I remember when Hidden Fates came out, those were a big deal. Specifically, was it Shrine of Punishment or Shrine of whatever it was called?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, there's that exists. And when Hidden Fates came out, everybody was freaking out about the full art Pokemon. I was like, "There's gold stadiums now, y'all."
That is true. You're right. Yeah, people didn't care about those nearly as much as I thought they were going
Birdie
to. Birdie
Forest in a gold, beautiful card.
I mean, you take the best artwork potentially ever up to this point and match it with a gold card. Come on.
Okay.
It doesn't compete.
Well, look, here's where I'm going to slightly agree.
Nobody cares.
When we saw the Lucarium Gardevoir, the reason I feel so like taken aback by this take is because when we saw the Lucario Gardevoir, I didn't like them. Like even on gold card standards, like I think back to like
I liked them.
Zekrom, I think back like from the originals, I think back to like the Legendary Treasures ones. I think back to like the Reshiram Charizard, Zekrom Pikachu, like those ones were sweet. The Greninja with was it Melmetal or something? Like I don't know. I don't remember who you
Yeah, the birds.
Those were all cool, right? I looked at these ones and I was not that impressed with them. And everyone's like, "No, these are so great." And I was like, "No, they're not. Like these are not good."
Everyone's reaction to them, they were just like, "Oh, this is new."
No,
yeah,
I had the same thing with Sean. Like people were like freaking out about how great they are, and I was. But it's all newer people though. That
is true. Yeah, and so maybe it's we are not the target audience of those. Like maybe it's the younger generation or just the newer generation.
But they're learning. They're learning the same as us.
They're learning. Yeah, they're learning with the price activity of like, hey, those were cool until they also just gave us 2 Charizards on the same card, and then they're like, well, that's just better. And then Charmander, but we cut his face off with the text. Oops. So anyways, poor little Charmander gets his day in the sun on an altar. They chop his face off.
Mike
poor guy.
He's doing
the
fine.
Mike Wazowski card.
He's okay. He's okay.
Yeah.
But like, okay, let me ask you this though. Do you think, first of all, would we even be having this conversation? Or would people's perceptions be different if that SIR Charizard was not in this set? If the big card was just the gold Charizard and there wasn't arguably the greatest looking Charizard card ever made in the set beside it.
It
Or
would,
do people
else
still feel
would
the
be
same?
in there?
it would still flop. It would be like Champions Path. It would still flop.
Oh boy,
Because Champions Path, it's interesting you bring up Champions Path. That was also a small set. That was like just
79 cards.
70 cards.
Yeah, okay. Does that include the alt arts and stuff though?
I mean,
I forget.
Were the alt arts even in that set?
Alt arts didn't.
It was shiny Charizard GX.
Yeah, I know that there was the shiny and
VMAX.
the V. Yeah, there's the VMAX and the V. Alchemy had an alt in that set, didn't it?
Like it had a rainbow.
Or, yeah, maybe
it was rainbow, right?
Yeah, so like it's just interesting to me because when I look at this set construction and I look at Phantasmal Flames, which actually isn't the Charizard set of Scarlet and Violet. We already had that with Obsidian Flames. This is just like they're kind of doing a weird block with Scarlet and Violet with the megas at the end. Almost kind of.
Isn't Mega a new set? Mm-hmm. Like, isn't it?
Kind of, but then that would mean Scarlet and Violet was only 8 sets or whatever instead of the usual 12, right? So it's almost like they kind of ended Scarlet and Violet early and went into Mega for like Z and A, which is it's kind of like reminiscent of what they did with like Heart Gold Soul Silver, where it had like its own 4-set block. But when I look at this set like standalone as like a Charizard set, which usually is kind of like this needs to carry some momentum. If you take just the 2 big Charizard cards aside, the rest of this set to me is pretty.
It's horrible, actually.
And I'm not talking about like the quality of the art or the quality of any of that. That stuff's great. I'm just talking about
Mason's trying to disagree with me. I think
I'm just talking about the desirability, like the chase cards, like the cards that people are like, I've got to spend $8 a pack to rip that right now because I can't find it on the shelves.
It wouldn't be $8 a pack if it didn't have Charizard.
Correct,
in
and I think that to me is the problem with it is and so then the question becomes, can those 2 cards hold that? Like
yes,
you think
also yes,
yeah. Is Charizard just? I mean, obviously Charizard's that.
Charizard is that guy, pal.
Yeah, we've seen it a million times. Charizard's that strong.
But
they're
Charizard can.
I mean, they're weakening hard, right? We've seen as the time of we filmed this, the price will probably be different when we put it up. The gold Charizard's down to $650, and at one time that card was like $1,000 or something like that, like a pre-sale. And Mason's like shaking his head like it wasn't.
No, I mean, who cares? Pre-sale? Who's talking? We talking pre-sale?
We talking
pre-sale? You remind me of that football clip of the coach that's like playoffs.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs.
No, it's Allen Iverson. But keep going anyway.
Right.
Thank you.
It's okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Whoa.
Sports.
Sean's right too. But it's
imagine me making a sport.
There is absolutely a football coach that says
there is.
playoffs.
You're right.
Okay, I don't know that. My
But
sports knowledge is pre-2000.
I was
But
doing
Let me
we're
live.
talking
He was
practice,
doing,
but okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
talking practice. Yeah.
That was
Oh,
Alan Iverson.
practice. Yeah, that's old Allen Iverson right there. Not
Playoffs?
old.
Yeah.
Which pre-sales is basically just practice.
It's just practice for LGS.
Practice for
Just
selling
practice. We're
your
just practicing.
cards and wasting
We're
your
just practicing
money.
selling.
Pre-selling is when you practice losing your money faster than everyone else is going to lose it on release.
That's a good point.
That's
look,
the key.
There's,
I like
this
that.
this Meowth is this Meowth a part of the set?
Meowth
That's
is
a
great.
Yep.
card.
And Paldean Wooper.
Paldean Wooper
and
is
the Palm is
great.
But, like,
fantastic.
guys, we've gotten to a point now, and I don't know if it's because the pull rate's being different. You know, I noticed like it's 1 in 9 packs for an IR, so you get 4 per box, right? But like
Sure.
these are like the equivalent of art rares. These are like, to me, they're full art cards that aren't textured. These were not worth anything at the start of Scarlet and Violet. They were barely worth anything in Sword and Shield. Like, and now all of a sudden people are spending like $50-$60 on these, and it's like some of them.
Depends on the illustration rare. Squeaks.
Sure, but like size of a toad, isn't that like $100 and some Shinji Kanda or something? Like,
Yep.
what are we doing? Like, it doesn't even have texture on it, guys. It doesn't even have texture.
Not even texture, y'all.
Look at Gengar EXs now from XY. They're like a $3,000.
Okay, but but you're talking the print runs of XY compared to the popular. I'm talking about 2 years ago. The same rarity tier is just nobody cared about it, or they cared about it to the degree of $1 to $5. And now we're watching people like,
well, you know why?
justify $60 a card and that it carries the set. And that to me is just like, it's almost like people are looking for like, oh man, the value of the box isn't here, so something has to justify it, so we're just going to raise the price up and people will pay it. And like, it worries me that, like, I don't know, that Meowth is cool. I think that Meowth is going to be a $5 or less card in a few years at most. Like, I don't.
You know why it won't be, though? Is because it looks great and exciting when you pull it from a mystery pack that's graded.
Oh, no.
Okay,
why.
if the reason that this card is not going to be $5 is because of mystery packs, I've already won. I've already won the argument. That's it. Because you can say that about anything.
I'm not agreeing with what I say, but that's
Yeah.
why. I mean, like,
Sure.
it looks like a hit. It looks exciting. It's something that
It is.
streamers can
It's
talk
real
about.
nice.
It, you
got
put it in the
It's
front
got the
of
Gen
a
1
bundle.
tax.
Yeah.
He does have the Gen 1 tax. There's a
Dugong's great.
Dugong is really nice. For under $6?
It's good.
Come
You did it
on,
first.
bro.
You did it first.
Who has ever thought, man, I want to open this and pull Dugong?
That one, because that card's great.
Bro, have you
When's
seen
the last time
Piplup?
they printed a Dugong card?
Piplup
They
too.
said.
Well, they had one in
the
Legendary
best.
Collection because there's the Star Royal Burst. I actually don't know. Like, when was the last time Dugong got anything? Has Dugong ever had like
You're right.
An ultra rare?
We don't have to make this a poo-poo on Dugong
No, I'm actually
for our first.
I am creating the
No
best
more seal
argument.
slander.
I'm creating the best argument for you guys of why this card could actually be worth $50, and it's because if you're a Dugong fan, this might be the only ultra rare you've ever had.
It is. Yeah.
So,
Dugong.
Realistically.
welcome to the Offcenter Podcast, where Squeaks argues with Squeaks, and that's the show.
Pretty much.
We're just here to make you laugh.
and this is just
Discord
my mental
is.
dialogue right here. Oh man, you guys are crazy. Okay, so how do you feel about the set moving forward, long term? We've watched not just these fall off a cliff, or not fall off a cliff. I shouldn't say fall off a cliff, right? But it has went from 4 digits to down to like 650. The other Charizard, the SIR seems to be holding better, like 7-ish hundred to 800. And that's kind of around where it started. I think it started at like 880, so that's pretty normal drop off from a pre-sale. But we've watched the UPCs drop, and a lot of stores don't even have those yet because some of the distributors had delays on getting them out. I think we've watched most of the UPCs are done to like 200 now, and at one time
Are
they
they?
were like 400. I know that there were a few. I know Amazon had them like 215. There were a few places that were selling them. Yeah, so we're and
It's still
I've
almost
seen on
2x
Facebook,
MSRP,
people are
but,
like,
you know.
Yeah, it's still double MSRP. Yeah.
yeah,
That's how-
absolutely right.
This is how the first Charizard UPC started. 400 out the gate, and it dropped all the way down to to 70 bucks.
And that was
That's why
they
I'm not
kept
worried.
hitting the supply. I mean, just kept
and it's coming for this one, dude. I'm telling you, it's coming for this one. There is so much supply of this UPC that's going to hit the market.
I hope. I haven't gotten my initial supply, so I would just like to see that.
I've gotten 0. I was allocated 0, but I can't wait for the day that I can just go and buy pallets.
Yeah, I've not seen it, but I will say it is one of the few, like
John's wish.
John's wish. It is one of the few products that I wish would get just unbelievable amount of supply. Like I'm a firm believer of like however much you're going to print Pokemon, the rest of the market will figure itself out. But there are certain products that come along that I just
have to
I
hammer.
think everyone should get to experience it, and they should just get to experience it at like the cost of the product. And I this to me is one of them. I think 151 UPCs were one of them, and most people did.
That's crazy. That sounds.
They got to experience it at like $70.
They don't care.
I think this UPC is going to do exactly what Phantasmal will do. We're seeing a little dip right now because of all these delays and everything going on with the holidays. We're going to run out of supply for a little bit. It's going to creep back up, and then it's just going to get bombarded with supply.
I don't know. They're saying wave 2 before Christmas, but
really?
Oh,
Are they
before
really?
Christmas, that would be huge.
That
would be
really shocking if they can pull that off. Shocking, but
and then you've got to assume that at some point, we're going to see supply come through the big box store.
Box store, yeah.
And
Costco is what crushed it in Sam's Club with UPCs, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That there were tons just forever, and for both Charizard and Mew, right?
Yeah.
And then we didn't see that on some of the the less desirable ones like Greninja. There was another one in there.
Terrapagos.
Yeah,
Terrapagos UPC.
Yeah.
And the Arceus one too, isn't there?
That one was a GameStop exclusive. I think,
that was
or something.
With
or
the
there's
metal
two
one,
versions of it or something like that. But the major ones, the two that like were the clearly most desirable ones, did have massive waves come in. And both of those we saw at one point kind of went through this cycle where they were super expensive, like John said, got cheaper, but then cratered after that. And so I would love that. Like, I think that would be a sweet thing for Christmas to watch people like be able to just get them and not have to fight over them.
I mean,
but
of course, that's how I wish everything was. Like what we're talking about,
Yeah, I mean, but if everything's worth nothing, then we have Pogs, right? Like that is just a reality of it. Like everyone says, I want all my cards to be worth 0, I'd still collect. But like the reality is they wouldn't. They're interested.
That's also I hate when people say
I don't hear that as much anymore.
I hear it all the time in my live streams. It's like, oh, I can't wait for everything to crash. I'm like, why?
I think it depends what ecosystem you're like primarily in, right? Like if you like the more casual leaning the fan is, right, the more they're going to have that perspective because they
for the demise of
time, so they want to just experience it right now. Whereas the longer they've been in the hobby, they start to understand the value of being in the hobby longer, and that like the hobby rewards you for your long-term participation. And so they start to appreciate that as like the longer I participate, the more like my collection's going to be worth. And that's a good thing, even if I can't get something right now. But for somebody that's just joined, well, now I'm just not a participant.
So you've got the 10% new who want that to crash so they can enjoy it. You've got the 80% in the middle who want it to go up in value. And then you have the 10% whales who want it to crash as well so they can buy it all.
So they can buy it all. Yeah, exactly.
I definitely think those three categories exist. I don't know if those
whales and the newbies
are so close.
They want to do the same thing and they don't even realize it. Mm-hmm. And us middle classers are
okay.
What's holding
middle classers, dude. You remind me.
Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you. Let me stop you.
This reminds me. There's a guy. I'm not going to say the guy's name. I'm not going to say the guy's name, but there's a guy on Facebook that starts every post with "you 9-to-5ers," and that's exactly what that sounded like to me. It killed me, and he just joined one of the Magic groups that used to be in Pokemon. So funny. Every post, everyone's like, "What do you have with 9-to-5ers, dude?" It's so funny to me.
John,
it's like the most weird way to start your post. Love it, but you did the exact same thing.
I'm the only one here with the traditional 9-to-5.
Yeah, but John, what was the last E4 post that was about you again? What was it titled?
How did Radar get rich?
Hey, yo.
How did Radar get rich?
I'd like to know.
I would like to
John,
know.
you should post on there. I also would like to know.
I would love to know.
Future segment, please.
I would love to know.
Yeah. All right. So that's Phantasmal Flames. So UPCs are dropping, but we think probably we could see a big influx of those, crater them down.
Please, maybe.
But we expect long term that the set's probably good. It's a Charizard set. It's probably going to be fine. Would have loved to have seen a higher tier Gengar in it than just the base tier, especially for putting it all over
It's
the
so
product
silly. It's on the booster pack.
Yeah, if
and
you guys
it's a
haven't seen it
regular,
real quick,
yeah.
I'll even show it up here. I could just put a graphic on the screen, but like they even like have it on like everything, right? And it does it didn't get a
For a why.
yeah. So which sometimes, you know, production things happen. It might have just been like, hey, we need it for this product or we need it for this other thing or whatever, and so they couldn't put it in the set, you know. So sometimes that stuff is out of the control of, you know, the people that make those decisions.
That's also why they're the most successful media company and they're smarter than I am, so they're probably
exactly, yeah. They clearly probably have more of a plan than what we are aware of. So I just usually, a lot of that kind of stuff I just chalk up to like there was probably some reasoning in some boardroom that we're not privy to, and if we had that information we'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So
Sure.
also maybe they just sat there and said, you know what, guys, we got 2 Charizards in here, and one of them is the greatest Charizard art we have ever ever. We don't need anything else, but also you could still put Gengar on the box if you want to. And they're like, okay, cool, we like Gengar.
Oh.
Who's
Yeah,
the artist
so
on this?
maybe that was it. Okay, let's transition. Let's transition away to more Charizard. No, I'm kidding. But maybe, because this could be possibly why. So all these people are going to be getting these Charizards, and many of them are going to want to grade them. And they're not going to be able to... Boop, boop, boop. No, they... look, finger guns. No,
They're back, baby. Watch out.
yeah, they're back, baby. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'll holster them. All right, we're good.
Put them down, big dog.
He's got
Put it down.
Did you have 2 fingers on that? Did you? That was that was intimidating.
We'll get a gift later. Don't worry.
Yeah. So no PSA turnaround times. I have a couple submissions in. I don't know if you guys do right now. That it's looking like we're getting backed up again. And so to give everyone here some historical insight, you know. 2015, 2016 is when grading in Pokemon really got going. I mean, people did it well before that. Gary and Ken Golden and a bunch of these people. But like where the average consumer was starting to get interested in grading happened around this time. Fast forward to 2019, 2020, it's the first time in the hobby where we really started to experience backlog with grading. Specifically, PSA and BGS both had it. Welcome to our little guest.
Hi, little bit. What's up?
Is that a Pokemon?
Guest host. Yeah, is it?
That's his partner Pokemon.
Just really curious about the PSA grading backlog. She's very curious. But yeah, so that was the first time that we had really experienced any backlog with at the time what were the 2 major grading companies, and then CGC came onto the scene, and then even they got backlogged from their start. They kind of cleared through that backlog. Also, we came out of the COVID highs, 2022, 2023, things calmed down. And boom, now it feels like we're starting that up again. And, you know, PSA, it seems like their turnaround times are getting extended. We saw they raised their prices as a way to kind of like help mitigate against some of that, maybe churn some of those lower tier cards out, right? You're not going to want to submit as many dollar cards if you're paying $18 to grade it or something like that. But even now, with that higher price tier, we're starting to see those prices go up. Or not just the prices go up, but the turnaround times go up. Do we think that we're entering another one of those periods where you're going to have to wait 6 months to a year to get your cards back if you submit through bulk, and possibly, you know, months beyond your turnaround time, even if you submit at those higher tiers? Like, how are you guys feeling about that?
I don't think it's going to be as dramatic. I mean, okay. COVID was obviously like a physical shutdown. Government required you to stop working. So that was a completely different scenario as to why. And we're at the point now where PSA has opened up a separate facility in New Jersey on the East Coast. So they've been ramping up production capabilities. They expanded their space in Santa Clara or Santa Ana. And I mean, I'm not seeing any delays with Beckett. I'm not seeing delays with CGC. So I just think it's they're prepared. They're not shut down involuntarily here. So it's still going to be, there's still going to be a backlog, but I don't think it's going to be as dramatic or get to the point where it gets that dramatic, because they'll be able to adapt quick enough in order to fulfill all the demand.
Do you think they would just raise prices again instead of that, like to try to curb some of that demand of, well, we're going to get the demand anyways, we might as well, we make more off of it, even if we lose some demand, we still make the same amount of money? Or like, is that the solution now?
No, I think pricing is so delicate to play around with, and they've done so many price hikes recently that
it's a lot. Yeah,
they might get to the point where they're truly just pushing people away to their competitors. So I think they're at the point now, price wise, and again, that could be completely wrong here. They've got all the info and analytics on the stuff, but I think they're at the point where they just have to ramp up graders and try to stick to the price point as the best possible, because it's, I mean, I grade with CGC for $9 or whatever it is on the
I think it's up to technically,
tier.
but
and it's 20 for, like, that's a massive difference. There's so many cards that I can't grade or shouldn't grade with PSA versus CGC just because of it's taking away. It's a double the price point. So, I think they're probably being very wary and cautious with any more price hikes, I would imagine.
Because we've seen a lot of like grading influx, right? Of just not just normal consumer demand, but certain card releases that have caused people to, like Pandemonium, right? Burger Pikachu has eclipsed 100,000 graded, which is definitely like the Luka Doncic card of this era for Pokemon. We've seen, GameStop is now allowing you to bring cards in and submit through them, which is obviously going to expand out grading to a smorgasbord of consumers that never had interest in it before, never had put any money into this before, that maybe they were just casual, kitchen counter. This is what we used to call them when we played, is like the kitchen counter players, like the people that play Magic or Pokemon or these card games in their homes, that you never see them. They never interact with any other part of the community. They just interact in their homes. That now, where they interact to buy their cards is actively promoting them of like, hey, you should be a part of this ecosystem. You should participate in this aspect of the hobby that you didn't before, which is going to cause a massive boom, right? And then we're seeing, on the other side, GameStop's doing their power packs. We're seeing all of these different facets that are leading into this grading. And it just made me start to think about, man, these turnaround times, and we're seeing a little bit of lag on the times, which is okay. We've seen it before, but it just starts to get reminiscent of, man, you know what? The last time we saw a big boom, it was an anniversary year. There was a lot going on. The markets were booming, blah, blah, blah. And everything, got super backlogged. And it almost feels like we're starting to have some of those variables trickle in. But it seems like you this time think it's different, that you're feeling a little more confidence in, a lot of the infrastructural upgrades that these companies have made to kind of being able to adjust with demand. And that, why would you take on one of those big,
they're
endeavors
an
like
office in
upgrading and stuff, and vaulting cards and all that, if you weren't going to have the capacity?
They're expanding their vault services. I imagine they're opening an office in Germany, I think Tokyo, like to actually grade now instead of just taking submissions. So
which that's a big one too, because they have a Japan grading now, which they didn't have back during COVID.
So that's going to mitigate submissions to stay.
Canada too is getting their own thing, I think.
Yep, that's right. So I think their focus right now is, that's probably why they're getting backlogged, because they're focusing on this expansion of the company and brand.
Sure.
And instead of just the grading aspect.
They got rid of Funkos though.
Oh,
Let's go. Yeah, I think
I didn't know
like,
that.
Well, man, Funkos are in an interesting spot right now. Just to pivot this a little bit, I just saw a report.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
No,
guys.
it's actually this is fine, because
I'm apologizing to the viewers.
No. The viewers probably care about this. It's an interesting thing that, like, Funko essentially, I saw an Alpha Investments video on this where Funko essentially came out and said that, like, we're in a pretty bad boat. That it's looking like they might have like a year of runway left, if that, if things don't change. And so that's kind of allegedly, right? And that's kind of an interesting thing to look at, because there's a point in time where like Funkos are everywhere. I mean, there's a Funko for
I have one in my house.
There's a same. There's a I've got a Shaun the Sheep Funko, which is pretty cool because it's spelled the same way as me. And then I have a Luffy one that somebody got me as a gift. John.
Somebody, some joker.
My brain wasn't working, and I was still thinking about Shaun the Sheep being spelled the same way, so it like wasn't. And I was like two thoughts at once. But
it's incredible. The whole blind box craze is so big. If Funko jumped on that a year ago or 6 months ago, Labubu might not even exist because the product would have been.
And you think of it, right? Labubu kind of falls in that same category as like Funko in terms of like the market that they hit, right? Like liking little collectibles. I think the biggest difference is that Labubu really marketed as like hang it on your backpack.
It was an accessory. It wasn't a collectible.
Like Funko was like keep it.
I don't know.
Don't even take them out of the box. Like if you take it out of the box, you're like they didn't market it that way. It was almost just like that was the culture that was built around it. It was like you don't take your Funkos out of the box. I don't know how much of that they manufacture.
That's toy people though. That's like a toy person thing.
I guess that's true. Yeah, you think about it like you don't take your action figures out of the box.
You don't take your Legos out of the box.
I completely disagree.
I
completely disagree with grading a box. Like they should take the toy out and grade the toy. It's like a card. It's like you're grading a pack of cards versus the card.
Yeah, but they grade sealed packs too, Radar.
Yeah, but
do you feel the same way?
The card is way more valuable. Yes. Look, the packaging is cool. I think that's a subset of collecting, but like, it's the toy, it's the card, it's the toy.
What about video games? Pack.
Okay, you got me there.
Got him. Got him.
Don't turn this into supporting grading video games, please. Don't do that.
Yeah. Hey, look.
I know.
Flex on him. Flex on him.
Yeah, we got. Yeah. Oh, John. Oh! He beat me. Look at that. Beautiful.
Okay,
even bigger.
Oh, backyard baseball, AO.
See?
Okay. Isn't it crazy how many graded video games we just have like in the vicinity that we could just randomly grab? Yeah.
My bad, folks. My bad.
We apologize for them. They're gonna flex them.
Yeah, we're out of
here. They just have this.
I have to ask because I just noticed it. Is your graded card that's up on your shelf and a Gold Star Alakazam?
Maybe.
I've been thinking about it like half of this episode. Like, is that
a Gold
PSA
Star
10?
No.
PSA
I have
11.
I have a 9 Alakazam Unlimited from Miracle Crystal.
Oh, the Japanese one. That's cool.
Yes.
Is that like your favorite one?
It's just the only one I have, and the only one that was left. So yes.
It's the favorite one that you own.
Yep.
Ding ding ding.
Okay.
Next time it'll be a signature or something. I'll switch them out like once a month or something. I don't know.
Oh, with your other Gold Stars that you have?
No. Like other cards I like. Chill.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Hey, so you guys can let Thrifty know what Gold Star you'd like her to put up next on her show.
I'm not putting up more Gold Stars.
Or guess what card she'll put up next, and you could win.
Yeah.
Of all 25,000 cards printed, you can guess which is the next one.
Guess the grade, guess the card.
If you guess the correct one, you get Thrifty's spot on the podcast.
Yeah. Take it. Please take it. Actually. Wait. It's going to be an Ariga Pikachu from Uniqlo.
Wait, did I say Thrifty's spot? I meant John's spot. My bad. Oh. Were you going to say something, Mason?
We need the jawline.
No, that was his cat speaking.
Yeah. PSA has how many cards they grade a month now? What is it? What are they up to?
It's like over 1 million.
It's like 1.1 million.
Like,
I think I saw
has been over 1 million for like a hot minute.
I have no clue.
For a year, yeah. A year of 1 million a month, yeah.
Where are all these cards going? Where are they going?
We know.
Like what? Like where?
I mean,
1 million cards though every month? That's a crazy amount of
There's
cards.
definitely like we're seeing a lot of repack companies. We're seeing a lot of these like companies do the digital pack openings, things like that. But I do think there's a lot more just people buying graded card activity than like what people give credit for. I mean, look at how many. Like we ask ourselves all the time, who's buying these cards? Who's buying this card? Who's buying that thing? And that just shows you the expanse of the ecosystem of Pokemon and trading cards in general of how big it is, how many people there are, that there's that big of like you could have a niche that likes that thing and it's still huge enough to like eat all that supply. I think graded cards are the same way. There are just so many people now. I mean, because this is also very different than like graded video game collectors where your average person has like 1 to 5.
Yeah.
The average card collector, I think, has like 10 graded cards minimum. And
because they're buying off of whatnot. They're buying off of whatever to get, and they're just getting random. It's all mysteries. They're getting random slabs, and they just throw them in a shoebox or throw them in their closet, and they never look at them again.
I mean, I think of it as really speaking to the success of the GameStop submission process, and really making that from a casual perspective, thinking about, hey, yeah, I have something I want to grade, or if I pull this, I can just take it to GameStop and they'll.
It is so easy and seamless.
Yeah, they really simplified it for folks, and it's part of the game now as well. You buy the packs for the chase, you get the chase. All right, now I'm going to
chase the PSA.
What am I going to get as a grade? It's the next chain of the steps that
another dopamine hit.
Well, and man, they've done a great job at even making that an experience, right?
Sure.
Like if you don't go through GameStop, which is its own mystery, like because you submit it and then you get it back and you get to see, and you don't have the opportunity to look up the grade, even if now you submit yourself, because maybe you get a little more hobby experience, like, oh, I can do that myself. You submit yourself, you get to go in the app, you get to flip the card, you get to
it gives you a little.
I get excited. I enjoy doing it. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's a dopamine hit. You have that submission that says you get that email, grades complete, and you think, all right, I'm going to go get a snack, I'm going to get a drink, and I'm going to have a good 15 minutes
hit the
of my
homies
cards
up,
around.
and we're going to get,
or I'm going to have a really bad 15 minutes because I suck at pre-grading.
but like Mason said, how like the success of it hitting the casual person now, like the casual person's also just grading cards they like or want to collect.
For sure.
So they're grading things that we wouldn't grade because we're just trying to make money or speculating.
Just kidding. I don't make any money. You guys make money? Hold on.
Yeah, we're making money. Well, John has a whole thread about how he makes a lot of money, apparently.
Gosh, I wish. But yeah, so there's the casual person is I want to grade this dugong because I like dugong. And they want it on their desk at work or at their home.
Poor dugong. Poor dugong.
I was going to say, there's nobody doing. We just talked about how there's a niche for everything, but dugong
is... slander tonight has been
unmatched. Are strong.
Dugong, gong, gong. So yeah, I think that there's that part of it too. There's actual, that's also a step of collecting now as well. It's a standardized part of collecting. It's not, I don't want to buy.
Correct. It's not just a thing that people do with high-end cards or a thing that people do to like resell. It is a standard part of the collecting experience now, and I think that is one of the biggest differences even to like COVID, right? I would still argue at COVID where we really saw the grading companies getting backlogged and things like that, even some of them I know Beckett was like 2 years backlogged on their bulk or something pre-COVID, that we it wasn't at least in TCGs, right? In sports, it definitely was, but in TCGs, it wasn't. It wasn't a standardized part of the experience. Whereas now, it absolutely is. Like, I would argue there's just as many people that collect graded cards as there are those that collect bindered cards. And you don't think
that's a stretch.
But he said arguably. He said arguably.
I'm going to argue it. I'm going to argue it.
He's arguing it. He says
that is an OC take. That is an OC take.
Where are all of these when I need the centered off-center things? That would have been a good one. Okay, you're probably right. Because of all the kitchen players and the kitchen collectors and all of that, there's probably still more binder. But I would say the people that are in the hobby, people that actively engage with Poke Beach and TCG Player and eBay and all of these different facets and watch YouTube content and that, I would argue the margin is closer than ever on binder collectors and graded card collectors than it ever has been.
Keeping the players out of it.
Yeah, a lot of that's the culture that you see too, right?
You can't keep them out. It's rude. It's not right.
Conventions, live stream,
player hater.
Going to booths. Like when you go to the average booth at a Collecticon, it is on average graded cards, not raw cards. For the most part, which is very different than if you go to like a Pokemon tournament where like an official organized one.
It's all raw.
It's all raw because most of those people are players, right? And so they don't, not nearly as many want graded cards. And not to say that they don't want them, but just not, I remember when
not for that event.
That's not the utility for them. Yeah.
Yeah. When we used to vend, we would have like one case of graded slabs and we would have like 12 of raw cards. And almost nothing else other than like sleeves and stuff, like because they like even the stuff that we were allowed to bring, because like you can't bring other card games and stuff like that, but you could have like video games and stuff. None of that stuff moved. Like it was raw cards is what they wanted. Even if it wasn't for decks, like the collecting aspect, they just wanted the raw cards because they were binder collectors. But you look at a lot of these conventions that pop up now and it's primarily graded, and there's significantly more random conventions now than what there are Pokemon tournaments, or any of these TCGs. And we're seeing this spread well beyond Pokemon. I mean, One Piece, the One Piece graded market is getting huge. There, I would argue the graded market's bigger than the raw card market. For collecting, not for playing. Obviously, playing.
Okay. Yeah.
But whereas we never saw that take off in Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh is one of those.
Mason does not agree with that.
Squeaks just has some hot ones today, and I don't know what it is. It's just.
What don't you don't think that for collectors in One Piece, there's more graded card collectors than there are non-graded?
I almost see nobody with One Piece slabs.
Really?
I only see raw cards at conventions.
Oh man,
raw stuff.
They sell
it's
well.
More so.
For anyone out there that's listening, One Piece graded does well.
Mason, what are you saying?
I don't know. Squeak said his little plug. It's okay. We got there.
I see my thought, because I'm technically a store owner now too. Nope. With my massive following of loyal customers.
Yeah. How does your One Piece slabs do? How do they do?
Most people walking into stores are not the flipper grader graded card people. It is like the number one question that I get on the phone. It's the number one question when people come in. They ask me questions. It's how do I grade card? How do I get stuff? How do I submit to PSA? How do I grade a card? It's the number one question.
Do you guys offer that, Mason? That people can submit through you?
No.
Middleman.
Okay.
I don't.
I think we've seen a lot of the middleman services start to wane.
GameStop kind of took that over.
GameStop doing it, and then just PSA has lowered the barrier of entry more than ever in terms of figuring out how to do it and having the app and having all these resources and making, all the companies have spent money into their infrastructure to make the submission forms easier to fill out online. To the point where
the liability of it for the middleman too is
that's
insane
the thing
now.
Yeah. Well, and I remember that used to be the biggest barrier, even for me back in 2015, 2016 was getting over that mental hump of
people don't like shipping their cards. They don't want
that.
Pack
it up right. Does it get there? Okay, they said they got it, but now what happens? And back then you didn't have an order tracker that showed you every step of the way. And so it was just okay, it's going to be done in a couple months. And you're just waiting. It's okay, are my cards fine? Are they not? And so that was a big thing until you finally get your first submission back and it's okay, this is going to work, right?
Well, there was also deals to be had. I could send it to middlemen who would grade it cheaper than I could and also do all the work for me.
Yeah.
That doesn't really exist anymore.
No.
Yeah, and a lot of them
without a markup.
Get the deals anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's interesting how grading has evolved in just 10 years, essentially. And now...
Even in 5. Even since I've been in
5. Let's not...
I remember it took me 3 years to even grade anything because I didn't understand it. I didn't get it when I first got into the I was discovering it. I didn't understand it all, and I remember watching Gem Mint teach everybody how to send stuff off and do it and handle cards properly. But I still it took me a long time to get into grading and get comfortable with it. And now it's from day one, people are jumping right into it because of how comfortable GameStop has made it and others have made it. And
I don't know. Also, I've heard some people kind of pushing back on that because I always tell people in the stream, if you're going with PSA, just go to GameStop. Because we charge more than GameStop does. But it's if you want to go with and have it graded through Nick or whatever, and you trust Nick, that's good. That's something that people will pay for. But a lot of people don't actually even trust GameStop to do it. They're weary of that. So because they've had issues, there's been a few things rattle.
Which every company is going to have that, though.
I agree with that. But
individuals have issues when they send their stuff off.
100%. And it's with PSA. It's just...
I think the safest way is through the eBay program because it ships directly from the person to PSA before anything. So
that's true, but isn't there a threshold on the the price of the card or whatever?
That's for the AG program, but you can buy
any card
and just send it to be graded now, right?
I thought it was a certain price it had to be or something, but maybe I'm I could be totally wrong on that actually.
I don't know. I know it is for the authenticity guarantee, but I think they'll take your money no matter what card to grade it. So I think that's
probably
imagine, right.
Yep, I can imagine them doing that. But
Mason, is it a service you've ever considered offering?
Yeah. You remember with that other game store that owed PSA like tens and hundreds of millions of dollars, not millions, but thousands of dollars, and they were in kinds of trouble, and then it got back to PSA.
They
And PSA
closed them.
actually like refund people because they screwed up so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on all that. I don't need that in my life.
Okay, so the liability for you, you're like,
Yeah,
all
it's
right,
liability,
now it's
absolutely.
liability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like, hey, pay me to grade a card. Oh, if they make you pay a premium on it because the grade it gets, pay me more money. It's just like a weird like.
Oh yeah, because the
now
upcharge thing, you would have to like communicate to the customer
correct
why they got upcharged, and then it almost
Correct.
seems like you're the one charging the upcharge.
Yeah,
which
I'm
is
holding
like-
your card hostage because it got a good grade. Yes.
Yeah, that.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
I'm
makes
good.
sense.
That's a great opportunity for a shop to buy a card if they can't pay for that upgrade fee. Then you
And John says opportunity. No, but I get what you're saying, right? It's a weird consumer optic.
It's just
Whereas, like, from
it's a lot
PSA's
of back and
perspective-
forth. There's a lot of insurance. I mean, it's just a big mess.
Yeah,
And
whereas
then
from
over the course of
PSA's
3
perspective,
months,
this
I have to
requires more
babysit the
handling, it
card.
requires more insurance, it's more liability. They see it
Yeah.
as the same way. But from your perspective, how do you explain that to a casual consumer that says, I already paid for this service, now you want to charge me more?
Yeah, and to make like $15, like I'm good. Like
Yeah, that is the hard part too, is that like to get your margin and keep the service reasonable, you would have to like you make so little that the amount of cards
It's nothing per
I'm good.
card.
Yeah,
basically.
it's just-
I'm good.
and you need like multiple people to even hit the bulk minimum, and then you're keeping track of all of them. And if there's
Yeah, and we've
and-
seen
and-
over the
and-
years,
That's a lot of
we're not going to name any names, but we've seen over the years some of these middlemen services that did not pan out well. We've seen some that have been great for people and did very well, and even to this day are doing really well.
Yeah.
Especially some of them that have, serviced, I wouldn't really call them like the disenfranchised areas, but just the areas that it's been harder. Like I know that there's some up in Canada, which you guys said PSA is expanding to Canada, but previous to that, some of those middlemen services, that was like really your only like cost effective way to submit was like in a group submission, because doing it yourself, if you only want to send 1 or 2 cards off, it's really
and
tough.
who knows, is PSA mixing cards around when you send it to them, and like if you get the same card from 5 different people?
No, they have really good systems like to figure that. Like that would come down to the submitter. Like if it's your submitter messing it up, but like if you send it to PSA, like they used to have really good ways.
I mean, my cards come back with all different like they're not in order anymore, so I don't know what's going on.
I think that's all because of like the labeling things and like probably how it goes through their like
Who knows?
their like
It's
when
too
they put them
risky.
in assembly or whatever, because they probably assemble your submission in like multiple machines just to get it done, right? They
Yeah,
probably don't
it's-
like load it all into one machine.
That's too risky of a business to have
That part I
pinky,
agree with. Like
If
middlemen,
it's like
and
if it's like all you do and it's all you're focused on, like it's a business you're building, sure, maybe it'll work out better. But I would never touch that unless it, if I was doing all this other stuff. It just seems like it's way too much of a hassle.
Sure. Well, speaking of businesses that could be a risk or taking a risk, I want to pivot us to another topic about a new platform that's coming called Snipe with a Y. Snipe.
Oh, it's not coming. It's here.
It's here.
Sniper
Yeah,
knows sniping.
yeah, it's here. So this is Probstein. So for many of you that have been around the block in the hobby for a while, Probstein has been a prolific, long-time seller on eBay, consignment service. You could send your stuff to them. Did sealed product, which is pretty rare for a lot of consignment services. Don't do sealed. And you could send them. They would auction your stuff on eBay. I don't know if they did buy it now as well. I think they just primarily did auctions. But taking it off of eBay now, and they're going to go on their own platform and do their own thing. And we've seen this before, right? We've seen PWCC, that's now known as Fanatics, used to also be a middleman service on eBay, no longer on eBay, go off and do their own thing. Seems like to some pretty strong success. Granted, branding into Fanatics, already having a really large base in sports and everything, probably made that transition easier. How do you, I don't know how much you guys know about this platform. I did a little bit of research today. It's pretty interesting, as someone that had some sealed that I wanted to consign to Probstein, but wanted it to go through eBay. Now that it's going through this other platform, I'll be honest, I'm a little more nervous about it. I'm, as I would be with anything new, not that it's going to do bad, but the viewership. Is the viewership going to be there? Are the buyers and the bidders going to be there? What kind of marketing's being done? Like I've seen it through a couple people's YouTube videos and stuff like that, but I haven't really seen any like sponsored ads on Facebook or Instagram come across my feed or anything yet. So I'm a little cautious about that, but we're seeing this new platform. So first of all, just big jump. It's a big jump to go from eBay to your own individual platform. And now we're in a world where everything's a platform, right? Every big box store is making a platform. eBay has got their platform. You've got the live stream whatnot. You've got Drip. You've got Snipe. You've got Fanatic. You've got all these different platforms, all these different box stores with their, third-party marketplaces to sell, live stream, all these different things. Can another one survive? And does Probstein's history allow them to survive? Is that what gives them the leg up? And the fact that they're willing to do sealed. So I would love to hear your guys' thoughts with that. Mason, I want to start with you on your thoughts for just kind of how you see this platform, this unfolding, and maybe why. Why do you think this is the time that Probstein would want to jump ship off eBay and go do their own thing?
Why in the middle of a boom you'd want to go and do your own thing? It is kind of a crazy thing to do. I mean, the struggle is, are the buyers going to follow you? I mean, that's really the main thing. Like, they surely will not get the same traffic as they were getting on eBay. So is that good for buyers? Is that bad for buyers? Is it, I don't know. I don't know I don't know what that means, or what the actual prices are going to do compared to what they maybe would have done on eBay. But, so yeah, what a risk. What a big risk to open up your own platform. We've heard a little bit about it, but we're super deep in the hobby, right? Like, the casual person, are they going to go to this platform? How long is it going to take for that acquisition funnel to activate, and get people in? I don't know. Is it going to be a bloodbath the first couple months? Is it going to be great for buyers because they get all kinds of deals? Who knows? I have no idea. So that's the big question is, are the buyers going to follow? Do they have enough draw organically? Or people that were on eBay and followed them on eBay, are those people going to follow them over to this new platform? I don't know. We're going to see real quick, I think.
Well, and it's interesting, right? Because you almost have this dichotomy of, if the platform starts to be branded as there aren't enough buyers, so it's a great deal for buyers, then more buyers are going to show up thinking that they're going to get great deals, at which point then it will become less of a deal for buyers, at which point then it's great for sellers, and then it almost balances out. And so almost some of that marketing will self-spur. I think we saw that with Fanatics pretty early on, right? That you can get deals on stuff and everything, and then it got to the point where it's most of this stuff is just going for market at this point. Most people that are going on there are hunting through the stuff. Maybe some stuff goes low just because of the sheer volume of auctions, and the average person's not going to scroll through 800 pages of listings of graded energy to find the card they want. But but what if they don't, right? You almost have to get through that point of getting to that point, which requires that you have sellers that are willing to continue to put up interesting products that are going to draw buyers to your platform. Because how long are your sellers going to sit and tread water to get to that point where the buyers see it as a good deal and start flooding in? And do you have that traction? Do you have that many sellers, or will most sellers treat this as a one and done? Oh, yep, I'm going to trial run it, and if it doesn't go well, I'm not doing it again. And will that start to become the narrative, right? And so it becomes really hard. It's almost like you've got one good shot at it, and I don't know what their marketing plans are and things like that. But we just talked a lot about GameStop and PSA, that there's clearly a relationship there that you can go to a GameStop, you can submit your stuff to PSA, you can vault it, you can sell it through eBay. So all of these things tie together and connect, where a lot of the casual consumer, what you just talked about, Mason, about how we're in the hobby, so we've heard about this, but the casual consumer probably hasn't. And you look at that and you say the casual consumer right now does have a very clear marketing funnel, and it is to eBay, where you just left and came from. Because
also eBay, they don't do these casual people even pay attention to who they're buying from? They don't know who Probstein is. Yes, they may be buying from him weekly or from his auction platform, or his auctions every week. They're getting a couple of cards if they're buying cards off of eBay. but they don't even know who he, like, they don't know that that's the same thing either.
It's
You know
like
what I
P
mean?
Football Pete. He's never had a logo, anything on his eBay channel. People don't know that they're buying from him. They just know that they're buying.
It's just a box
just
that they
buy.
bought.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think a lot, it's like the casuals aren't going to go there. This is you have to be deep in this to get to even know this exists right now, actually. And they're putting up some really good rates for people that want to sell on there. And so that's gonna the at least introductorily, is that, yeah? I think I got it.
What are those rates?
Yeah. Over 1,000 right now. It's 97%, which is higher than he was offering on eBay, and by like 3 or 4%, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was
And
95% if it was above 1,000 on eBay originally.
yeah,
So.
and then anything under 100 is 15%.
No, anything under 25. So 95,
Oh, is it 25?
25 to 1,000 or 999 is 95%.
Jesus.
And there's no buyer's premium.
And no buyer's premium on anything. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
pretty.
a good
That
thing.
is pretty huge,
So
though. Which eBay
That is
doesn't have
massive.
a BP either.
Nobody has rates that low for things under $100.
Under
That opens
100.
up. That's huge.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking at that now and considering using the platform.
Yeah,
That's
but
awesome.
what if you only get 80% of the value of the thing? Then you're still losing.
Look, I've got a lot of
Maybe,
thoughts
but
on
that
this.
95%. If you get 80% of the value, you're actually then netting what would that be? 76%.
Under $100, people are usually
it.
doing. They're usually doing 88% plus $5.
I was gonna say plus your shipping fee, and once you factor that, you're probably pretty comparable.
Yeah. So
plus, they also charge a shipping fee.
They
on
don't
the
charge a
listing.
shipping fee.
No,
for
not Snipe.
Oh, yeah.
But like for example,
Yeah.
Z&G, right? If you go less than 100, I think it's like 85% payout or 83 or something like that, and then you get
Plus
charged $5. But then he also charges $5 on the listing, which
And
you're
people
not getting
take that
as well.
because people add that into the total cost of the card.
Correct.
So-
Yeah, exactly. So like that's it. Like to where even Mason, you had mentioned if you do get 80%, but you're getting a 95% payout, that's 76%.
It's probably
like,
better.
It might still
It's not
come out
bad.
of the wash to try it, and there's no guarantee, right? You might get 40% payout, but you also maybe you get 90% payout, right? And so like it's tough to know. It's especially tough like you try a $50 card. Okay, I got $5 less than I would have got elsewhere. Like not doing that again. It's more of a risk when you look at something like here. I've got one of these here. This is a blue bottom One Piece box, right? These are like $3,000. Probstein sold a ton of these on eBay because he was paying 95%. Like you just can't beat that anywhere else.
Yeah.
But to send one of these off where it's unknown, this is I think where Mason's thing comes more into play. Is if this goes for $2,000, that hurts a lot more even at a 95% payout than an 85% payout at 3K.
At 3.
It's just that $25 to $100 price point, which people tend to. It's usually under 100 for whatever reason that DC Sports picks, Probstein used to pick, Z&G picks. That is very, very tempting to see that $25 being that minimum.
Especially right now when there isn't nearly probably as much volume of product being shifted through there. Like that tier of card, the $25 to $100 tier, you go on like a Fanatics auction, and
It's full
like
of that.
thousands of them.
It's
There's
full of
like
it.
thousands.
And you get
of
wrecked.
listings.
You get wrecked on those too.
Yeah, you can because and not always, right? I've done some on there that have done well.
I have.
But yeah, it's tough, right? Because I need the right person to see this card in the sea of 3,000 cards, right? For my 1 week auction.
And
Whereas
if you get wrecked on there,
here, it may be I need this person to see this card of 200 cards.
What was that, Mason?
if you're getting wrecked on there, a platform that people know of and use,
Actually go to.
So look, here's my. I've got greater thoughts on this, but my argument on this with the whole marketing thing. So Probstein's been selling on eBay for what 20 years or however long.
Long time. One of the
almost
oldest.
$1 billion in sales.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure you get contact information from all the people that buy from you. You get an email address. So whether I don't know if it's legal or not for him to utilize all those emails he's collected over 20 plus years.
If
he has, which it's all, yeah, I would hope he's smart enough to do so. He has the most in-depth email list out of anybody in the world, probably.
Well, even take the buyer thing aside, right? Because yeah, you definitely cannot and should not use your contact information you get through the platform. But like consigners, he's got to have one of the largest consigner bases in the world. I mean,
And those people aren't being dumb either. They're promoting as much as they can.
And a lot of those people are also buyers. They're like,
yeah.
Another cool thing that Snipe is doing is it allows you to send people listings and then you get paid based on if they buy anything off of the platform. That's like their early like person to person marketing. Basically, it's like you get a certain percentage of what I don't know exactly what it is.
so
He didn't really explain
like a
it.
referral
It's
fee?
almost like a referral
Is that a gated? Is that like a gated thing? Because
I
eBay
don't-
has that.
I'm not sure.
Man. If it's not, and they can mobilize,
They didn't
every
really go
person that
into
just
that,
sits
but
on the internet that wants to make money. Now you're gonna have every content creator plugging it. You're gonna have like that could be a good strong marketing push, like a really strong
it's like
referral base.
it's word of mouth, but
yeah,
a digital word of mouth basically.
Yeah,
And
it's affiliate. I mean, it's just affiliate links.
it's just an affiliate link, but most
if it's an affiliate
individuals
link,
aren't
it's
available for that.
unrestricted. Yeah,
Right.
like because like some of those affiliate programs are tough to get into,
Right?
And like you know, a lot of people aren't going to jump through the hoops for an affiliate program so that they can like.
But if you could just send a link,
my friend needs this one thing, yeah. But it's like, oh hey, you were looking for that. Here's a link to it. Buy it from my link so I gain an extra $6 or whatever. Like that's way easier. So now the logistics of that, I mean, would have to be super cumbersome.
It's probably insane,
but maybe that is what they're doing. Yeah, I would definitely
built it out. That's a cookie cutter thing to build out these days. I feel like so I don't think it's going to be too much.
I mean,
he hasn't really gone into detail in it much, like on the interviews that I've seen of it, but.
So we should get more information on that. I'd love to see more what the affiliate program, because that's a big component of this whole thing. We've talked about
it's massive.
The key to this thing is the marketing, right? Can they get the buyer pool in there from all these other platforms that are also fighting for the same buyer pool, right? Kind of trying to capture the market share that eBay's held for years. Mm-hmm. And affiliate marketing, especially if it's unrestricted or ungated affiliate marketing, is a really strong leg up to have at the start versus a lot of your competitors. And so that would be a huge one. Also, having great fee rates is really strong to start, but usually that's temporary and doesn't last. Yeah. Maybe it will be. Maybe he's like cracked the code and can continue to offer.
I think this is introductory, he was saying, but
the still offering sealed, that's a big one. And the other big thing is, are we going to see someone pop up on eBay to fill the void that Probstein offered previously? Right now, we know there's people out there like the Green Shiz that are starting their sealed consignment businesses for eBay and things like that, but we haven't seen anyone come along as large as Probstein and say, we'll sell your seal.
It's going to take multiple people. Like DC Sports is huge. Z&G is getting huge. Like it's going to take multiple people to fill those shoes for sure.
Absolutely. Like and do they want to? I've for me personally, I've asked James with Z&G before, would you sell sealed for me if it was like high dollar enough? Because I know you don't offer it. Nope. And so like maybe now, because there's like that opportunity is open, but there also has to be a threshold where maybe just like the storage and the hassle and the liability and all that isn't worth it, and they don't want to fill that role. And so right now on eBay, this gap exists that previously Probstein was filling, that now feels like it's kind of ripe for somebody to swoop in and take that market share. And does that hurt Probstein if somebody does it? And can they do it as well as what Probstein did? Does eBay do it? Does eBay find a way to do it?
Does eBay care? Because they're all in on live now. Like, is that even?
They're not all in on live.
Yeah, let's scale that statement.
Let's comment down there, Buck.
I want to share my.
We would like to believe that everyone's all in on live, because the live ecosystem is the future of selling. Anyone out there that is not on board with this, get on board, because it's happening. It's happening in front of you. And there's a reason that every platform out there is trying to make a live selling thing. How all in each platform is definitely up for debate, but I understand where you're coming from, John, that it is the future.
But I want to share my thoughts on Rick here, Probstein as well, too, because
Uncle Ricky, give it to us.
So I share the same thought as Dan. Catch 'em all collectibles, a good friend of the show here.
Friend of the pod.
Does he even know the show exists?
He doesn't know that
nobody knows this exists yet.
But he's a good friend of it.
So his video today or yesterday, I had the same thought. Propstein has won in life. He sold almost $1 billion. He has built an incredibly profitable and amazing business over his career and life here, that he can go do whatever he wants. I'm sure he's made more money than God at this point, and he's doing just fine. And he's doing something that is a creative outlet. It's a passion project. It's something that he is building himself. It's just that next progression in his life of this business. And I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Propstein or talking with him, but I've met a lot of the other like old guards, I guess, in the industry, and have gotten to know them quite well. You know, people like Fish from Blowout and other companies like that, that have established themselves as a huge part of this industry. And a lot of these guys don't have like the greatest succession plans lined up. But I know that they want to take care of their families. They want to take care of their extended families. They want to take care of their employees who have been around with them for 20, 30, 40 years, however long they've been doing this. So, Propstein could have sold his eBay account. He probably still can. I don't think that's a good idea at this point, starting his own company. But he could have sold his eBay account for X millions of dollars, I'm sure, to someone who wanted to continue this business. Or, and then, take that money and distribute it to his employees, distribute it to whoever he felt necessary. Or you start a new company in an incredibly hot market, like Mason said, right? And take the opportunity to build a big platform where VC money is being thrown around now. I mean, look at Whatnot raising almost $1 billion at this point to be worth $11.5 billion. Like, there's a lot of money being thrown around by big business, by VC, that Propstein could very well get Snipe acquired in a quick amount of time, and then distribute that money to his employees again, who stuck around with him and his family. So,
well, and there's no guarantee he hasn't. Right? There's no guarantee that he doesn't have VC money that's partnered with him already and said, "We'll pay you X amount to bring." Well,
he'd be dumb too right now, unless it was it was an open up of a network, because he's got enough money, I'm sure, to put properly.
Sure. I'm just saying that we don't know any of the logistics of what went into this, and so also there's no reason that if it didn't work out, he couldn't go back. Your eBay account doesn't just disappear, and his infrastructure doesn't disappear. And unless for some reason, I have to assume because of the payout structure that he offered, that he had, better rates with eBay. I think that would just have to exist unless he would have just hemorrhaged money. Maybe that expires, and that would be your difficulty starting back up. But you would think because of that relationship long term that that would also be something that could boot back up, unless eBay started their own thing and didn't want a competitor for it. So I think a lot of times people treat stuff like this as an end all be all. And sometimes the splits are messy, and so it is kind of an end all be all. But in this case, it doesn't really seem that way. It seems like this is hey, I want to try this thing. I'm going to do this thing. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't mean that that has to be the thing forever if the thing doesn't work out. And so, I wish him all the best. I think it's cool. I think it's a great service that he's offered for years on eBay. I would love if Snipe worked out. I would love if there was a platform that we had that we could just send sealed off to specifically. I mean, the $25 to $100 stuff, at those rates is really, really enticing as well. If that buyer pool shows up, it could end up being a juggernaut in its own right. And we've seen some of these other platforms pop up that a lot of people said there's no way they can compete. They're going to be dead in the water, like Alt. And Alt's hung around. Alt's managed to do their thing. They've carved out their niche, and they do a lot of higher end sales, but they've stayed around. And
another thing about Snipe though is they do have they're also at the same time building up the auction platform, but they also have the live component as well for live events that Propstein literally he does all the videos for these things also, by the way. He'll make a little video for a minute or something of all the stuff that's over 1,000. I kind of love it. I'm kind of obsessed. I love Uncle Ricky. So big fan. It makes me laugh so much that he's just out here just QVCing everything
Yeah.
really nicely for you.
Well,
But
that's
yeah,
the era he came out of.
I'm
was the
I'm very
QVC.
sorry to interrupt. I know today is Monday. I think today was like the first day of their auctions ending, right?
Yeah, this is the first day. Yeah.
Let me share my screen.
So
real quick.
spoilers,
See if
everyone.
it's-
You're going to see this on a Friday, but we're filming it on a Monday. So
We're experiencing a system-wide technical issue. Due
I've
to
been
high
getting
volume
that, but
on the
it
platform.
should be fine.
It
Like
should be okay.
it happens like every other time I went on, but it's
Not to
kind
take
of
shots
annoying.
at Snipe, but
that's a
you know.
new. I mean, you're going to have
This happens
it
with
a
every
new
platform. Like,
I was going to say, I remember during COVID when Heritage Auctions, which has been around for like a gajillion years, went down because some of the Twitch streamers were
Oh yeah, when
streaming
Ms.
the
Giffen
auction.
stuff were on it.
Yeah, they were
yeah.
streaming the auctions, and their viewers were like flooding
so
the platform.
I guess they've got the traffic. They've got the traffic. It seems.
Yeah, so that that could be a good sign. Hey guys, we need to juice up the AWS servers because
The interesting thing though about their live platform is it starts nothing can be under 25 for their live platform, which is like weird for someone that comes from eBay and whatnot, like that. You literally your bread and butter is like
the volume.
low
What
end.
are we gonna do?
Like,
We can't start at $1.
we can't shut up.
I'm actually kind of okay with that. I'm like
I don't hate it. It's just
I'm
like
kinda
kind of a
fatigued
barrier to
on the
Well, now you
dollar bulk
you do
bin
25 cards at once, guys.
just
$25.
The dollar start per card. You're fine.
Rick used to love doing like lots of Pokemon. So like that was one of his like things when he was doing his live streams too. So that makes sense, like kind of. But yeah, just one of the caveats for their live platform is you can't go on there with like cards, basically, you know.
Oh, got her first one. Nice. I knew it. Just to give everyone context, we filmed a pre-pilot episode just to kind of see how this would go. We got Thrifty in that one. We didn't know if we'd get her today, but we did.
So good.
First swear. So everyone, we're going to have what we call the swear binder, and we don't know what we're going to do with that yet, but you have to put an ultra rare in the swear binder. We're actually going to keep it at Thrifty's place because inevitably she's going to have more cards.
It's going to be my binder, basically.
And yeah, it's basically just going to be her binder.
All right, so you guys didn't get to see the first one, but I'll put this one in anyways. It is the old Raging Bolt Raikou SAR from Prismatic. And for the second one, because that's on me, not for is going to be Squeaks' favorite Pokemon and the Bubble Mew artist themselves.
Clobbopus.
The Clobbopus.
Nice.
Right.
Sweet.
Second.
So we're going to give you, the pilot card's going to stay in there too. We're not sure. Eventually, maybe we'll do something cool with it. We'll figure something out that we're going to do with
I think if we fill it, I'll give it away. Or we'll
see how
we'll
see how long it
auction
takes.
it for charity or something else.
Yeah, something cool. We'll find something cool to do with it.
Mason wants me to take it to a convention and pay him with it. So
it's mostly just going to be Thrifty's cards, I think. I think the rest of us have this down pretty well. But we'll see. We'll see. You never know. We get riled up. But
dang it.
Hey, no, that's a good segue though, because we nearing the end of our first episode, I want us to play a little game. We've all talked about this. We want to do it's going to be centered or off-centered is going to be the game where I'm going to give out a topic to these three, and they're going to tell me whether that take is a centered take, meaning that they agree with it, or an off-centered take, meaning that they do not agree with it and that it was not a good take to begin with. So, for example, the first take for these three would be Pokemon will be around 5 years from now, and they would all hold up their cards and say whether that's centered or off-centered.
Centered.
They all say it's centered, right? So they all agree that's a centered take. I think most of us would agree that we're here watching this. We probably in the hobby. It's going to be around 5 years from now. It takes something pretty cataclysmic. The hope is that they will not always be as unified.
Zombie apocalypse might.
Yeah.
No, Dragon Ball Z is coming back and taking over.
It's taking over. All right. So you guys are probably going to be aligned on this second one because we actually touched on it in our first talk, but I'll throw it out anyways because I already had it written down. Not including an alternate art Gengar in Phantasmal Flames was a mistake. Centered or off-centered?
I know
was it a mistake?
I know I made this argument, but
I don't even remember what I said last time. Yeah, I said I'm saying this though.
Mason?
That's centered. That's centered for me.
Okay. I want to throw it to Mason since they both said it was off-center, meaning that Mason believes that That is correct. It was a mistake. John and Thrifty don't think it was a mistake. Mason, why do you think it was a mistake not to include it?
So the reason why there's not an alt art, in case people don't know why there's not an SIR, is it because the Mega Gengar is only in a deck in Japan. We also got the same deck over here in English as well. It has the Haunter in it as well. So that there is no full art, there is no SAR for us to have an SIR of in English. Okay, but it's coming.
Could have been,
supposedly, if the leaks are
true
and all this stuff. But where's the full art then? At least where's the full art? You couldn't make a full art and put it in somewhere. I think that's a pretty bum take, because in the last time they had a Gengar in a set, he also did not have an SIR, and he just got a full
Forces or something, right?
Yeah, there's just a full art, and that full art is still like $40 or something silly. So they could have at least given us a full art or something like that. But yeah, any sort of support or love for, if you're going to put them on the box, they should automatically have an art rare, SIR, some sort of thing, or at least give some love to the evolution line. They took the Haunter and put it in our decks as well, but they've never done before.
Gold.
We never had those cool exclusive.
They had 2 gold for the first Mega set, right? So why not?
Yeah, they could have done another gold. Which, you never know. Maybe there was one. Something happened in production. They couldn't do it. Who knows? But they didn't have it. It does feel odd to have a Gengar this heavily promoted on the product, yet then within the set be as
so minimal.
Minimal featured. I feel like we've not really seen that before. I couldn't think of a good example where that's happened.
This is the argument that I made earlier, and I'm disagreeing with my own argument,
which is weird, but okay.
Because I believe in Daddy Pokemon. They are smarter. What? They tend to make the right decisions. They tend to know what they're doing.
Okay, but then why didn't you put the X? Why didn't you put the X and the Y Charizard in the same set?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
just do that, and it would have been easy.
No. See, that doesn't make sense at all. Why would they put two? No, that's 2 separate sets.
They don't. I think the argument, the easy one, is like for the that it's an off-center take is Charizard was going to sell your set no matter what. You don't have to wait.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Like
they could have made the greatest set of all time in modern history, but they just decided not to.
I will say, when I first heard
they just want to dangle. They just want to give you. They want to give you just enough. They don't ever want to make it perfect.
It's just a standard set, guys. It's not. It's just for players, anyways. Don't worry about it. It's not about.
It's just for
who cares about players?
Yeah. Pokemon could easily make everything they do perfect, but it would kill the brand. They need to leave us with wanting more every single time.
Pokemon is a bunch of edgelords, is what I've
80%. Just 80%.
Okay.
Every set.
Just dangling.
What was that little thing, John? What was that?
You and your cat toy?
They're dangling the cat toy.
The carrot.
Oh, I thought you were like making tea. I thought you were like, ooh, that's a tea. That's still a tea. I didn't know what that was. Okay.
Well, maybe they left it out because the 30th anniversary is coming and they're just going to give it to us then. Maybe. You never know.
Or they'll just never give it to us ever.
Or ever. Yeah.
It won't even be in our next set. It'll just be, we'll just never get it.
We'll get the Gengar Ultra Premium collection.
We're doing shinies, full art shinies. Okay,
I'll take that.
And Thrifty is now on a list because she solved the puzzle. Dang it, guys! 30th ruined.
After all,
Gengar Ultra Premium. Yeah. Okay. Next one: centered or off-centered. The mainline Pokemon game, which I believe is supposed to be coming next year, is going to take us to a region that we've been to before. Now, I want to caveat this. Whoa. Think about it like Gold and Silver, where you went to Kanto after playing Johto. So they'll possibly still give us a new region, but it will connect to some existing region that we've played before.
Yes? Is that centered?
Well, so what's the statement? What's the actual statement?
That the mainline Pokemon game is going to take us to a region that we've been to before.
Yeah.
No, that's not a thing.
Whoa,
Mason is a
wait.
contrarian today.
I thought we were friends.
I want to throw it to Thrifty because Thrifty.
I'm confused.
Like, no brainer. No.
I know that's a confusing question.
So you do believe that the next one's going to take us to a region we've been to before?
I feel like. Well, because it's the 30th anniversary, they'll take us wherever they want us to, like wherever the cards are gonna. You know what I mean? Like
They take us to where the cards.
Wait,
Take
you
us
mean
to
to
where
tell
the
us
cards are.
Pokemon's gonna make a game?
Take us
and
where we wanna
send us
go.
to the location they want to
Listen.
send us to.
Right now, they're redoing EXs, and we're in whatever XY, wherever XY land is. I don't know what that is. What's the region for XY Pokemon in Z to A? Isn't that
X and
Well,
Y.
within
Okay.
Lumiose
It's
City,
X and Y. What do you mean? Yes.
Lumiose is part of
what's
the
the land it's in? I
Kalos.
don't know.
the Kalos region, I believe.
Okay,
is what it is.
fine. I'm just saying, maybe they take us back to Johto, and then we can go
Yeah,
play
but
around.
that's
other
what I'm saying, right?
But it
Like,
wouldn't
you
be a
beat the new
mainline
region,
step
then
then.
you
It would
get to
be a
travel to Johto or something.
Look,
Okay.
we have truly hit that generational match of us. You know, they're father son both doing Pokemon. It
Father
would
and
be
my son John.
it would be a huge miss. Maybe it's not ready. Maybe we need another 5 years. Maybe we need 10 years. It would be a huge miss though if they're not connecting the two, because that generational gap is hitting right now with father and sons and fathers and daughters and whoever, and it would be absolutely
mothers.
perfect. And mothers, it would be absolutely perfect
And grandmother.
Wow.
to
Jesus.
match the
Grandmother.
two like they did in Silver and Gold with the new region and one of the older regions. I would just think it would.
But yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
The reason I brought this one up was because I had seen a rumor that was like, there's going to be a new region, and then you're going to be able to travel through. Now, it said all of the old regions. I think that's probably unlikely, but I think some of the
I
old
think that'd be
regions.
really cool. I want that, technically.
I think that's whatever. I think
Like,
everyone has wanted a Pokemon MMO.
just where
just
I
in
can
some
go to
capacity that
every one
connects
of
every
the
region.
places.
Yeah.
Why can't I do that right now?
Because
what?
that would be perfect, and Pokemon never wants to be perfect.
80% all the time.
80% all the
80%.
Okay.
Just
Look
like
at
this podcast.
look at the
Just
second.
like my
Just
work
like this
ethic.
podcast.
Look
We're
at the
80%, y'all.
the second Pokemon Snap did not have an online gameplay like leaderboard. That
Oh,
would have
yeah,
been
they suck at that.
amazing for Twitch at the time too during COVID.
Yeah.
If they had online competitions of the best photos within.
If we could have
Pokemon,
gotten Snap
oh my
cards in
goodness.
2021, dude, good night.
We still could. 30th anniversary. Anything can happen. I believe.
80%.
Anything.
Next
can
one,
happen.
Senator Off Center. We're getting snap cards for the 30th anniversary. Center, yes. That is it.
Please.
No, we're all getting golf clubs. John's going to be
Yeah.
devastated because we're all going to.
Because then he can't be the only cool one. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, next one. I've got two more for you guys. These ones are both little shake it up a little bit. Senator Off Center. The spending on Pokemon. So all the merchandise, all the cards, all the everything is going to be down this season, this holiday season, compared to years past.
I have no. What's no?
No.
No.
I believe we're looking for Senator Off Center. Okay, so you guys all think that it's going to be up, even though product might be hard to find.
You said everything.
You said merchandise.
You said
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, merchandise too. I guess the merchandise isn't really that hard to find. Is there
You know how
no
many
short printed
plushies?
merch?
Is there what?
I guess like all the sitting cuties are like sold out all the time though, and like all that.
Have
kind
you
of stuff.
seen how many brands Pokemon has collaborated with? In the
Yeah,
last
that's
year?
true. They've got
They are blowing it out right now.
I see
doing
it in
everything they
Walgreens,
can.
Target, like.
But what about
consumer?
What if consumer spending is just down, like as a whole?
There's so much
That's
money in the
not-
system right now. I don't know.
So
Isn't
much
there-
money. We're just pumping
Isn't
the
there
money.
another stimulus coming? Like, I think
Give me stimmy.
like,
Yay,
I think that
stimmy.
this
John
holiday
lives
season,
for the additional stimulus check.
this holiday
Thank you,
season is
already.
gonna be nuts, especially with the lead in to 30th of Pokemon. Like just all.
I definitely think it could be. You know, we've definitely heard some collection boxes that are going to be coming.
It's a
out.
Midzy collection box, by the way. That's my
Yeah.
off-center take.
I don't think that's
That
out there
might-
at all. It's not even really a
Midgy.
box. It's kind of lame.
I mean, a lot of them have been historically, though. If you've looked, like back when it was the Sun and Moon era, they did the Primarina Incineroar.
Those weren't Pokemon Day things, though.
No. But they were just like holiday collection boxes they did, and then they did the other side of it, which was good. It was Charizard, Umbreon, and Espeon, but they bundled one good one with one bad one, and like you could go get them at like I think it was like Sam's Club or Costco, inevitably one of the wholesale stores. But yeah, I mean, we've seen that before though. Like collection boxes on average are generally, for the most part, every once in a while you get a good one like the lenticular Charizard box, but most of them are just mid promos, whatever. It's about getting packs, right? It's a good way to take shelf space and get packs. So yeah, I was just curious what you guys thought. You know, I've seen a lot of reports consumer spending's going to be down, but then you come in like the Pokemon bubble of the world where like people operate very differently. People's perception of money is very warped and different, and how people engage in the hobby. Like even if you're not in it for the money, you're just a collector and you're a participant. The way people spend money in the hobby is very different than the way they spend money in other hobbies, it feels like. And so I was just curious if you guys thought it would be down, but I think we're all in agreement. I would agree with you guys as well. I think,
especially if Wave 2 is hitting before Christmas, like Mason said, if Wave 2 hits before Christmas, no.
Oh, especially like Charizard UPCs, yeah. This is Pokemon's the thing one of the things to have this year. I don't know if Labubus are still as high.
They're dead.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if they're dead. I think like
they're pretty dead.
How much is? I've seen like 5 articles in the last month about him losing billions of dollars in net worth. I think
he's dead.
Isn't that because of like the stock prices like going up and down, and they own so much stock, so they're like, I see that all the time with like high net worth individuals and stuff. You see that all the time. Like Elon Musk lost $4 billion just or something. It's like, okay, he's gonna get it back the day after. Like whatever. Yeah. So okay, last one. I got one more for you. This is not a Pokemon related one. It's our first episode, so we didn't do as much other TCG content, but we do plan to explore other TCGs in some capacity on this channel. But I wanted to give you guys one fun one. Not Riftbound, although we could do a Riftbound. I know John's been waiting to talk about Riftbound. We could do a Riftbound one as well. Here, we'll do a two-parter. First part, second part, quick, rapid fire. One Piece is going to break into the big 3 TCGs in 2026, replacing Yu-Gi-Oh! So for everyone out there that doesn't know, historically the big 3 have been considered Pokemon, Magic, and Yu-Gi-Oh! For the longest time, Magic was the biggest. Now it's unanimously agreed that Pokemon is. Magic follows behind, then it's Yu-Gi-Oh! One Piece has been gaining a lot of steam. They have got the live action coming out next year. Do you think that One Piece could finally knock somebody out of the big 3, being inevitably it'd be Yu-Gi-Oh?
It's not going to be Magic, so it has to be Yu-Gi-Oh!
As long as they print enough.
Well, I want to see everyone say. John was very quick. Like this is.
I just don't know.
Okay, well, throw it up. We don't have. I don't know as an option, so I'm going to need you to pick one. Mason says OC. Sure. Okay,
I'm just a contrarian every time, apparently.
I know. Yeah. Today it is interesting.
Why do you say offcenter on this?
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh is huge in Asia. Like, there's so like the English market is so just like not even like they don't even care. Like, obviously, look at what we have.
One Piece is really huge.
One Piece is the number one anime manga of all time at this point. The number one seller.
Great,
isn't it?
Cool. Print some cards then. Like, what? Like, what do you want me to say? Like, they can't make revenue if they don't have the cards.
If they print enough cards.
That was one of John's caveats to his center is if they can print enough. But does that hurt them? Like, if they start printing more,
they do Bandai things.
Does demand start to wane because now it's easier to get, right? We've seen a couple sets that have had higher supply, and maybe the cards in the set weren't as strong, like as popular characters. Those sets haven't performed.
We got Netflix season 2 coming next year. You know, I think that's going to
look. If Yu-Gi-Oh breaks the card frame finally, if they finally get rid of the card frame,
they're doing that.
That's what I'm saying. As soon as they do that.
If they print new cards, you mean? Like make
No. Yu-Gi-Oh has announced that they are going to do full arts for the first time.
So they're not reprinting the same set anymore?
No, they will. They absolutely will.
Yeah, they will almost. But now you can get Blue Eyes
in a full art.
Full art Ghost Rares? AO?
Yeah, but Yu-Gi-Oh anime is done, right? Yu-Gi-Oh manga is done.
No,
Baby Dragon lives in my heart.
Baby Dragon. No, I believe in Time Wizard. No, I believe they actually just invested in an anime studio. The Konami did
because of AI.
And that well, I don't know what AI has, maybe, but but they're
I'm
making
clearly bullish on anime. Old IPs coming back because of anime.
It's up in the air.
I'm not. But they but they invested in like an anime studio so they could make an anime, I think, around the card game. Not like in the sense of
it was always around the card game.
No, that's what I'm saying. Not in that sense,
cards,
right?
yeah.
But in the sense of like taking a lot of the newer characters and like making storylines around those, so you start to care about those characters, like the creatures, the monsters.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
And we should watch it on one of the future episodes. We should watch the trailer because they've done a trailer for it and it looks really good.
Is there a skip button on that?
All right.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Wait, let me give you your two-parter so John can have a Riftbound something. Okay. So at this moment in time, if we had to do a top 5, it would be Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, probably One Piece and Lorcana.
Lorcana
because
is
of big box store sales. You've got to assume with big box stores.
Yeah, Disney be Disney.
All that. Okay. Will Riftbound break into that top 5, inevitably knocking out what would either have to be Yu-Gi-Oh, Lorcana, or One Piece in 2026?
Don't forget
Riftbound is... Sorry, what did you say?
Okay.
Don't forget Dragon Ball.
Okay,
I did.
Everybody else already did.
So did everyone else.
All the
They'll have a new card game every 2 years. They make a new one.
That is true. Okay, so for anyone that doesn't know, Riftbound is League of Legends' new card game that they're doing with Universes is producing it here in North America. I think they have a different producer overseas for it. Riftbound and League are owned by Tencent. So John's got a card right there. This is a major IP, ton of money, massive company pumping in, getting cards going. One of the former guys that worked on Magic, it helped create the game. They've definitely had their
at one point had the most played video game on Earth.
They got heavily played, has the biggest esports scene by far.
They've got Arcane, which I don't know if it's still
TV show. Yeah, John's really upselling why this could, but it definitely, I think, has the potential that merits the question. I'm asking for 2026, not all time, just for next year. Can they break into that barrier of top 5? Right, we saw Lorcana and One Piece do it in their first year. Can it dethrone one of those or Yu-Gi-Oh to get into that spot? Center or off center?
I have no horse in this race, but no.
Can I give some data, some numbers for y'all?
Please.
Yeah. You give your take and then back it up with the data.
If it's going to be in the top 5?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. That is a center take.
Wow.
Okay, Mason has literally... First of all, you can give the numbers, but John just spent...
I know.
5 minutes telling us on why it could break in and then still said it wouldn't break in, and you just said it would. Okay.
I want to know why. I want this to be.
Yeah, give us the data. Why would it break in?
150 million registered players on League of Legends.
Okay.
Wait.
115 million monthly active players as of late 2025. 1 million concurrent players at any given time.
Those are big numbers.
And
just convert
daily users, 30 to 40 million.
People.
And these users love cards or collectibles.
They're freaking nerds.
They're nerds, yeah.
Wait,
used to be one of them.
That's close. We almost swear by your Mason. That was close. I thought he was going to go for it. You really extended that app. I was like, oh, we got him. I was so ready.
No. Yeah, they're the perfect audience for a TCG. Absolutely.
They are the demo, huh?
Okay, those numbers are nice, but understand, and Sean might know this better than any of us, but understanding the life cycles of new card games and what it takes to succeed. It is tough. It is a brutal industry. It is very difficult to latch onto the player base, to the collector base, to all the different metagames of a trading card game, of an IP for it to work. I mean, we saw it with Pokemon. Pokemon nearly died multiple times, especially in that shift from WotC to Nintendo, that E-Series era.
Sure.
The card game, not the IP.
The card game. Yeah. We almost lost it, right? Dragon Ball is one of the most viewed animes in the world. One of the most popular.
It's died 5 times.
And it's died 5 times. Yeah, exactly. So those numbers are fantastic. That's why I brought up all those points. but it is a difficult industry.
It's got a lot going for it, but
so
I mean, at this point, and this is probably a bigger topic that we should address someday, is like a lot of like new indie TCGs and just new card games, big IP, because we're seeing, you know, Secret Wars with Magic and everything come in and use a lot of IPs. We're also seeing, you know, other than Flesh and Blood, we have in Grand Archive probably, we haven't really seen any games come out and like break into a threshold where they get larger player bases without a big IP attached. But that's the one thing Riftbound, aka
it's built in basically.
Going for it is it has that player base, it has the marketing, it has all of the rich assets, the things that a lot of these indie TCGs struggle under, right? Is, you know, they can build a good game, they can build beautiful art, they can build great cards, but can they market well? Can they distribute it well? Can they get the events going? Can they get organized play going? Do they have all this infrastructure, the money it takes to do that? Can they build a good company? And I think that that's the thing that they have that advantage to is, you know, Tencent being at the upper echelons of everything that League does and then going out from there, you know, is no stranger to building a major conglomerate company, and most of the things under them are major too, even outside of like the hobby space.
But it'll really come down to that publisher, because is Ravensburger the right partner for Lorcana? We don't know.
Sure.
Who's doing League of Legends?
UVS, Universal.
UVS.
Yeah.
Are they the right partner for this? We
Sure.
don't know yet. So, yeah, and I guess I think how many people go to Disneyland? It's not the same audience, the right audience as this is. So.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Does the game even matter? Like that has to be a question of, you know, would Lorcana survive if the game wasn't there? Like, would people still just collect it? Would they still be able to just make trading cards? Like, to some degree, maybe.
I stopped playing League 5 years ago and got my life back, and I am I am obsessed with it still, the IP. And I'm so they're 10 years too late on this, but I absolutely love it. I stopped going to Disney World 20 years ago, watching Disney movies 20 years ago. I'm not buying collecting Disney cards as much as I mean, it's great. I love the IP.
But you bought Riftbound cards. Do you know how to play the game?
I have no clue.
Nailed it. So, because Disney doesn't rank as high to you, that one doesn't make as much sense, but there are a lot of people where it does, especially like people that have kids and their kids watch stuff. Like, I'll give you an example. Roman's my son. We started watching Cars just briefly. He only gets to watch a couple minutes at a time, but I got him 2 little toy cars, Mater and Lightning McQueen.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen those movies. I care about those characters now so much more because I've like played with the toys with him.
Just
and
wait
like,
for your Bluey era and all the other.
Never seen Bluey, but he has a little Bluey cup that he got as a gift, and he loves it. And it has 2 little handles, and when he drinks out of it, the little ears look like little fangs. It's so cute. I think Bluey's cool now because of that. Like, you know what I mean?
Bluey came out with a card game, top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Bluey is out of this.
No
Bluey's that guy, pal.
It's out of this world for the kids.
Yeah, and so that's where it's interesting, right? Will League, one, be able to convert a lot of their players and fans into TCG hobbyists?
That's the question.
And two, which I think is a path for a lot of card games, right? I think a lot of card games come out and they try to market to existing TCG people, and I think that's wrong because they already have a million things to play and they probably already have a game they like. Sure. Whereas you have a whole base of people that might not be engaged with TCGs at all, that if you show them this and they fall in love with it, you're the only thing they've ever seen and they're going to buy your thing.
It's and like, are they putting it in League of Legends though? Like, is it on there when you boot up the game? Does it show that?
So they did market it through Worlds.
Is that a thing?
It was my understanding that they marketed Riftbound as like part of the World's marketing and everything.
If they start doing skin redemptions and codes,
that's the big one. That was where I was going to get to. If they
I'm playing again, I'm streaming.
Where
I'm
you can
my job,
get a skin. Yeah, which we've seen this before, right? World of Warcraft, the old World of Warcraft card game, had scratch offs that you could scratch and get skin redemptions.
Spectral
or not
Tiger.
skin, mounts. And Spectral Tiger was one of the biggest ones, rare mount. And so we've seen that before. If they do the equivalent, that you can get legendary skins, retired skins, or exclusive skins, you're going to watch people go to those in droves. Because we've even seen, there's a new indie card game. I don't know if you guys have heard of is it like Cookie Brave or something? It's like there's like a cookie card game. Mason, you know what I'm talking
No.
about?
Right? Or Cookie Kingdom, Cookie Fight. I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Something.
Cookie something, but it's tied to a mobile game,
I don't
and you
like
can
that.
get mobile redemption points like
Imagine
Cookie Run.
if-
something
Cookie
like
Run.
that.
Gosh.
Yeah,
Fortnite,
Cookie Run.
Fortnite dropped the ball on this one too.
Yeah,
Goodness gracious.
Fortnite having a TCG would be huge, especially if they could like
Too late
integrate
now.
their licenses into it because they have everything now. I saw a thing
Yeah.
where like
Universes
Spider-Man
beyond
and
Fortnite. Whew.
the Simpsons and like So anyways,
Dragon Ball Z.
yeah. The point is to wrap it up. They definitely have the chance, right? They have the chance where they could break into it. Can they do it? Possibly. Over a long haul, especially if they can get those first couple years, those first like 4 to 8 sets under their belt, have much better odds of doing it. Will they do it in 2026, which I think is maybe where John and Thrifty were going a little more of that. That's an off-center take. Is that to do it in your first year, probably a little harder, especially doing it in a year where it's Pokemon's 30th anniversary. If Pokemon really does, go all out, it's going to be harder for anything else to get notoriety during that time.
They're taking all the money.
Yeah.
You're taking up all
knows?
the hot air in the room, dude. Pokemon.
But who
Tap
knows?
in.
So we'll keep an eye on this one, and we'll bring it back to you guys. But hey, don't just take our word for it. Let us know in the comment section down below if you guys think any of our takes were off-centered here and that we were wrong, and we should know what you have to say. And with that, that's our first episode. We did it. We made it
We
through
cooked.
one and done.
Bop, bop. Put
Thank
them
you
away.
guys for watching.
Jokers.
Yep. All right.
New record.
Thank you all. This has been
I
Squeaks,
didn't like
Radar,
that.
Thrifty, and Mason, and this has been the Off Center Podcast.